Hi guys and welcome back. We are doing Vlogmas Day 21. Super excited, but I'm more excited because I have a new wine glass. And that is literally the only reason why I'm drinking a glass of wine. Y'all know I've definitely cut back dramatically on how much wine I was drinking. But she's just too cute. Look at that. I don't know if the camera can pick that up. Oh, there it is. Look at the sparkle. Stop playing. But anyway, I wanted to do something. This may be a little premature, but I don't know, it just popped into my head, so let's talk about it. We're in the comfy chair. New Year's resolutions, right? I don't know if many of you have thought about it yet, but I typically don't do resolutions because I'm not gonna say I feel like it's hard for me to keep it. It's just I get off track. I start getting into other things. So I don't really make resolutions because I feel like a resolution is something that's permanent. It's something that you have to stick to. Like if you say, oh, I'm going to do this or I'm not going to do this, you have to stick to it the whole year. And then if you don't do it, it's like you just broke a promise to yourself. You fell off, like you're not consistent, you're not reliable, whatever. So I feel like it's a lot of pressure. And I don't like putting pressure on myself. But I think I finally found something that I can stick to. I do. I think for me, my resolution is going to be, and this is something, it sounds simple, but it can probably be one of the hardest things you've ever done in your life. And it's like a two-for. Protecting your peace and setting boundaries, right? I have never really been a good person at setting boundaries, so to speak. And the reason I say that is because I've always tried to be a people pleaser. And we're talking attitude aside, temper aside. We're not talking about that kind of stuff. That's different. That's just if you catch me on a bad day or if you initiate something, whatever. I'm talking about actual boundaries on how people can treat you, how you allow people to treat you, how you treat yourself, right? We have to give ourselves boundaries. Like if you know for a fact that you feel tired, but you're sitting here trying to, I don't know, do whatever because somebody, or go out. Like if somebody calls you and was like, hey, I want to go out or whatever, let's go. You're not really feeling up to it. You're feeling tired. Be honest with yourself first. And then be honest with that person and say, you know what? I'm not really feeling it tonight. Like, I'm good for that. I'll tell you in a minute. I'm not going out. I'm good. I'm tired. It's cold. It's hot. Whatever. I don't want to do it. You know, that's a form of setting a boundary because you set that boundary for yourself to tell that person no. Like, it's okay to say no. And I've always been one of those people where I love to say yes. This happened to me. I think the first time I noticed it was when I was back in New York and I was working at the hospital. You know, I was a manager there. And for me, I felt like I took that role very seriously. And I felt that, okay, in this particular department that I'm in, it is my duty to sit here and just bring out the best in every employee that I can, help my patients, you know, build a rapport, build trust, things like that, you know. So I was like, okay, I was the yes girl. If you asked me to do this, yes, I got it. You asked me to do that, yes, I got it. But it was wearing me down. It wears you down when you try to please everybody because I'm gonna tell you something. If you did not already know, you can't please everybody. Like, it's virtually impossible to please everybody. Even if you think you're pleasing everybody, there's one person who you won't be pleasing, and it's yourself. If you're yesing everybody else, guaranteed you're telling yourself no to some degree, right? So for me, going forward, that is something that I'm gonna give so much energy into, and it's just because I don't want to. I'm not gonna say I don't want to be unhappy or be like in a miserable place mentally, but because I'm not, but I don't want to get there. You see what I'm saying? Like, it's so easy to slip down that rabbit hole, and I'm not trying to do that. So I need to just really learn to set boundaries for myself. I need to be honest with myself. I need to say, what does Star want? What do I want? What is it that I'm actually trying to achieve? Whether it's in my career, whether it's in YouTube, whether it's with my finances, my family, what is it that is the ultimate goal for me that will make me happy? And that's how I need to go about executing my plan. If I know that there's a particular family member that, you know, I don't mesh well with for whatever reason, then maybe it's time to try to hash that out and see, you know, what went wrong or what can be fixed. Or maybe it's time to just completely shut the door on it. I will never be the type that, especially when it comes to family, even if we have a falling out and we don't talk for years, if you call me, I'm going to help you. Like, that goes with anybody, friend, family, whatever. If I got it, you got it. And I say that all the time. Even sometimes if I don't have it, you got it. Like, I'm gonna find a way. You know what I'm saying? If it's something reasonable. Now, you hit me, you ask me for like $10,000. I'm sorry, I can't do that. You know what I mean? But if it's something that's reasonable, I got it, because I feel good when I help people. And I know that sounds very cliche, because it is, but I do. So if you're not a person that, like, you know, is constantly or actively helping people, give it a try. You know, it don't have to be for Christmas, but if you want to make that a start and be like, hey, let me just do something for somebody else, knock that out. Go ahead. You will feel better. You will feel 100% better, because you did something for somebody. You put a smile on their face, even if it was something minute. To you, it may have meant the world to them, right? And it's free most of the time to help people. You know, it just depends on what it is that they're asking for. Sometimes people just want to talk. They just want to vent. They want somebody to listen to them and not judge them. And sometimes when people want to talk, they don't want you to talk back. They want you to just listen. They just need to get it out, and let them do that. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, for me, I need to wholeheartedly start practicing it, because I've definitely been a person that doesn't always practice what she preaches. And that's not a good quality to have, because I feel like your word is your bond. If you're not familiar with that term, that basically means that if you say something, you need to be about it. Like, you know what I'm saying? Mean what you say and say what you mean. And I'm one of them people. I'm definitely one of those people. And I'm with that with everybody else. But sometimes I'm not that way with myself. Meaning, like, if I say I'm going to do something for somebody, I'll do it. I'm talking about if I say I'm going to do something for me, I don't always come through. And I'm a person too. I have feelings too. And sometimes we forget that. Like, we forget that, okay, we need to take care of ourselves. Like, we don't focus on that. And I guess that's a good quality to have, because that means that you're not selfish. But sometimes you have to be a little bit selfish in order for you to be the best for somebody else. You have to be the best version of yourself. Like, you have to. There's no other way you could do that. If I'm laying up in the bed and I'm sick because I have worked myself to the bone and just didn't take care of myself, I'm gonna be no good to my family. You know what I'm saying? So I can't do that. I have to try with my hardest to put myself first. And again, it's not about being, you know, being a jerk about it. It's just, you have to set that boundary. You have to set that boundary. So I am promising myself, and I'm promising y'all, for y'all that know me in person, if I don't seem like I'm holding up my end of the bargain, I want you to call me out on it and be like, remember, this is what you said you were gonna do. I need to start taking better care of myself. And it's not just about, okay, doing my nails or my hair or whatever. That's natural, that's maintenance. But I guess that is a part of it too, because you can fall into that, in that rabbit hole like I was talking about before, and you don't even want to do that. I love doing my hair. Is it tiring? Yes, it's tiring. Why is it tiring? Because my hair is growing, because I'm getting more length. So I'm not going to complain about that. It's like a catch-22. You know, with regard to my nails, sometimes I get them done, sometimes I do them myself. This set, I did it myself. I actually enjoy doing my nails, right? For me, it's therapeutic. That's a form of putting myself first. I do my own toes as well. Sometimes I go get my toes done. I enjoy doing my toes, because why? It's therapeutic. I need to be more honest with some people. You know, if I feel that maybe their behavior, or just, I guess their behavior is less than what I expect from them. And, you know, that's a tricky situation, because you can expect something from somebody and never get it. You know, this could be family, spouse, children, whatever. That's just the unfortunate way of life, because we all have different, you know, ways of thinking. There are no two people that think alike. You might have, you know, those moments where, oh my God, you say the same thing twice. Say the same thing at the same time. But that's not necessarily the same as thinking like that person all the time, because y'all can be faced with the same situation and have two different outcomes on how it should be solved, right? You're going to feel your way is better. They're going to feel their way is better. So you have to, in essence, train people how to treat you. And that goes back to what you allow them to do to you in the first place. You know, if you consistently let somebody talk any kind of way to you, guess what? They're going to do that. They're absolutely going to do that. You know, I remember, do I want to say this? I don't care. Whatever. I remember at one place, you know, I had a friend, or I thought was a friend. And, you know, I used to do things for this particular person, right? Financial things. And you know, the debt was always repaid, right? So I was cool with that. But then I found out, like, I'm trying to curb certain things. Like, then I found out that this particular person was running their mouth about me in a less than stellar way, right? And it was It was personal things that I spoke about me. And I found out from a third party. And the only reason why I knew it was true, before I even attempted to go to this person to try to like, yo, did you say X, Y, and Z? The only reason that I knew that it was true is because the person who told me, and I know you're going to be like, well, yeah, if you really think about it, she could have still been lying. But she couldn't have, because there was only one person that I told this stuff to. So if it got back out to a third party who I know for a fact that I didn't tell, it has to be true. Because how else would it have gotten out? Right? There's no way that it could have gotten out. And so for me, that hurt me. It hurt me bad, because I'm the type of person where, even though sometimes I may come off as being like real standoffish and this and this and that, I'm not. I'm very, very trusting, and that's a problem. I trust super quick, super fast, and I trust with the whole heart. I'm like, okay, this is what I see in front of my face. This is what this person is 24/7. That's the way my mind processes things. And I would say like 95% of the time I've been smacked in the face. We'll stretch it. Like 98% of the time I've been smacked in the face because I thought a person was one way, but they actually turned out to be another way. Sidebar. When it comes to me, if you can't say nothing else about me, you could say Star is the same night and day. She the same when I met her. She the same now. She's loud, right? She curse, right? She's gonna tell you how it is, whether you like it or not. And sometimes she gonna have attitude. Those 4 things will probably never change about me. But you can never call me a liar, though. I'm direct. You might not like my directness, but at least you know what you're getting. And I would much rather deal with a person where they show me all of their colors off top, so I know what I'm dealing with, and then I can make the decision as to whether or not if I want to deal with them going forward. I don't like snakes, like snakes in the grass. You know what I'm saying? I don't wolf in sheep's clothing. I don't rock with people like that. I don't like that. You know, I do have a forgiving heart. Like, I will forgive people if they done me wrong, you know. And I think that's what you're supposed to do. You know, Jesus did it. So I'm trying. I remember I used to say that back in the day, like, Jesus forgives, I don't. Like, that was always my saying. Always. And it's come out a few times recently. I've definitely said that. But I'm trying to get away from that. Now, that doesn't mean that I'm going to sit here and forgive everybody for every single thing they've ever done to me, because that's just not going to happen. No way, no how. Understand that. But I will give certain people chances. Now, once they've used those chances up, then that's just going to be the end of it. Because there's my boundary. There's my boundary. Like, I'm dead serious on this. I am dead serious on this. But anyway, you know, so that particular person or whatever, like I said, I never spoke to that person again about it. I never brought it up. And the reason why I didn't bring it up, I guess, is because I was hurt so bad, so much, that I couldn't even face that person. Not because, obviously, because I wasn't scared of them. It had nothing to do with that. It was just that I was so disgusted, right? That I didn't even want to have no dealings with that person. So I shut down. Like, I stopped talking to that person or whatever. And then I don't know if it was right, because this was a while ago. So I don't know if it was like right after or maybe a month after, that person came up to me and tried to, you know, get the financial help again. You know? And I knew it was going to happen. And my answer, nah, I'm good. I mean, I didn't say them words. I didn't curse either, but I didn't say them words. I was like, nah, I'm good. And, you know, the look on that person's face was all the satisfaction that I needed. Because to them, they didn't know what happened. You know what I'm saying? And I know y'all probably feel like maybe I should have said something. But not everything requires a response. You know what I'm saying? I found out what type of person that person was. So I left it at that. Because I knew that it would not have been a nice situation. So I decided to leave it alone. I decided to just leave it alone. And I feel like that was one of the best choices I ever made, because I know how that person moves now. It's just, you know, snake in the grass. Setting boundaries. Learning to say no, which is a part of setting the boundaries. Taking care of myself more, right? And treating myself the way that I want to be treated. Those are my resolutions, and I feel like those are realistic resolutions for me to try to achieve, right? I don't feel like it's something like some people say, oh, my resolution is to, I don't know, save $20,000. Okay, that's definitely attainable. That's definitely attainable if you're doing everything that you're supposed to do, right? There's a process. You can't just wake up one morning and expect to save 20 G's if you're not taking the necessary steps to do so. That means you have to cut out certain things, possibly. You might have to get an increase in your salary, look for a different job, you know, downsize, and certain, like, you're going to have to make certain sacrifices in order to get to that. So the same applies with me in terms of setting boundaries. It might piss some people off. It might not. If they're mature enough to understand where I'm coming from, then we shouldn't have any problems. You know what I'm saying? I have to protect my peace because nobody else is going to do that for me. Nobody. One of the most important aspects of all of this is you get to show people how you want to be treated, right? With boundaries aside, just learning how to take care of yourself. By doing that, you set the tone, you set the example. You know, it's easy to say, oh, people are only going to treat you how you allow them to treat you. But sometimes you don't realize you're doing self-destruction. Sometimes you don't realize that you are allowing negative behavior. You know, I guess it just depends on what the situation is. Sometimes you're just blind to it. You're blind to it all. You're blind to it all. But I promise you, if you really, really try, you really, really practice at putting yourself first, however that comes for you, you will be much happier. Your circle might be a little bit smaller, but that's okay. That's quite okay. You know, Jesus had 12 disciples, and some of them was not too trustworthy. We'll just put it that way. We are wrapping it up. I'm excited. We're on 21. Got a couple of days left. And I'm going to miss vlogging every day. I really think I am. But make sure you take care of you because nobody else is going to do it for you. Right? So if you like this video, make sure you give it a thumbs up. Make sure you hit that subscribe button. Hit that bell so you know when I drop another video. Well, because we're in vlogmas, I'm doing it every day anyway. But I hope you enjoyed, and I will see you guys tomorrow. Cheers. Don't try to take my glass.